Have you ever wondered what happened to the stars of On the Buses, 1969 to 1973, the classic British sitcom that brought so much laughter to our screens? While the show's humor lives on, the real-life stories of its cast members are often filled with tragedy. In this video, we reveal how 29 beloved actors met their untimely deaths, from shocking accidents to devastating battles with illness. It's a heart-wrenching look at how these once vibrant stars who made us laugh faced some truly tragic ends. Join us as we explore the poignant and often little-known stories of their final moments, and celebrate the legacies they left behind. Don't miss out on this emotional journey through the lives of On the Bus's cast members whose lights were dimmed far too soon. Reg Vanney, born on July 11, 1916, played Stan Butler in On the Buses, 1969 to 1973. Growing up in the working-class district of Canning Town, London, Reg faced a tough upbringing during the Great Depression. He never attended university but worked various odd jobs while honing his comedic skills in local theaters. His role as Stan Butler, the clumsy yet lovable bus driver, skyrocketed him to fame, but behind the laughs, Reg's life was marked by personal tragedies. He married Lillian Flavel, and they had one daughter, Jean. Their marriage was reportedly stable, but Vanney struggled with isolation despite his fame, often feeling disconnected from his family due to his rigorous work schedule. His later years were marred by health struggles, including a stroke in 1981 that ended his acting career, leaving him despondent. Another blow came when he lost his only daughter in a tragic accident, a grief that never truly left him. Reg passed away on November 16, 2008, at the age of 92, due to complications from a chest infection, after spending years battling declining health. Doris Hair, born on March 1, 1905, starred as Mum in On the Buses, 1969 to 1973, a role that showcased her impeccable comedic timing and motherly warmth. Raised in the small Welsh town of Bargod, she grew up in a large, tight-knit family, but financial struggles were constant. She never had the chance to attend university, instead turning to the theater to escape her difficult home life. Despite her successful career, Doris faced deep emotional turmoil. Her marriage to John Fraser Roberts was turbulent. They had 2 children, but their home life was marred by emotional distance and misunderstandings. The loss of one of her closest friends in a car accident left Doris heartbroken, and she battled severe arthritis, which ultimately restricted her ability to work in her later years. This condition made her final years quite painful, physically and emotionally. She passed away peacefully on May 30, 2000, at the age of 95, from natural causes, having lived a long yet quietly sorrowful life. Anna Karen was born on September 19, 1936, and became widely known for her role as Olive Rudge in On the Buses, 1969. Raised in Durban, South Africa, she moved to London at a young age to pursue her passion for acting. While Olive's frumpy and comical persona became her most recognizable role, Anna had a broader career in British television, appearing in various other shows. She married actor Terry Duggan in 1967, but the couple remained childless, perhaps due to the demands of their respective careers. Their relationship was strained at times, particularly due to Anna's increasing health problems. A battle with arthritis left her in chronic pain, leading to periods of depression. One of her deepest sorrows was her inability to revive her career as she aged, a reality that frustrated her creative spirit. Her life ended tragically on February 22, 2022, when a fire broke out at her home, taking her life at the age of 85. Despite the hardships she faced, Anna Karen's legacy remains her timeless performances in classic British comedy. Bob Grant was born on April 14, 1932, and brought to life the cheeky bus conductor Jack Harper in On the Buses, 1969. Raised in Hammersmith, London, Bob's early years were overshadowed by financial instability, which likely fueled his drive to succeed in the world of acting. He studied drama and carved out a notable place in British television and theater. Despite his career success, Bob's personal life was tumultuous. His first marriage ended in divorce, but he later remarried, and the couple had one son. The family's happiness was marred by Bob's ongoing struggles with mental health. Suffering from depression, exacerbated by the inconsistency of acting work and financial troubles, he attempted suicide multiple times. His darkest moments were tied to the anxiety of losing his career, a reality he faced in the later years of his life. Unable to cope, Bob tragically took his own life on November 8, 2003, at the age of 71. His legacy, however, lives on through his work that captured the hearts of audiences. Stephen Lewis, born on December 17, 1926, in London, became famous for his role as the stern yet lovable Inspector Cyril Blakey Blake in On the Buses, 1969. From humble beginnings in a working-class family, Stephen's path to acting was not immediate. Before stepping into the world of theater, he worked various odd jobs and even joined the Merchant Navy, an experience that deeply shaped his perspective on life. Unlike many of his peers, Stephen never married and lived a somewhat reclusive life, often citing his demanding career as the reason he stayed single. His health began to deteriorate in his later years, and he suffered from severe arthritis, which limited his mobility. Additionally, memory loss became a cruel companion in his final years, leaving him isolated and dependent on caregivers. One of the great tragedies of his life was his slow retreat from the public eye, as he became less able to recall the career that had once brought him so much joy. Stephen passed away on August 12, 2015, due to natural causes at the age of 88, leaving behind a legacy as one of British television's beloved comedic figures. Michael Robbins, born on November 14, 1930, was best known for his portrayal of Arthur Rudge in On the Buses, 1969–1973, the grumpy, sarcastic husband audiences loved to hate. Growing up in a modest family in London, Michael developed a passion for acting early on but struggled to find his break. He attended the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, RADA, but found the path to fame paved with rejections and frustration. When he finally landed his role in On the Buses, it seemed his fortunes had turned. However, behind his comedic facade, Robbins faced a strained personal life. His marriage to actress Hal Dyer was rocky despite their 2 children, Sarah and Rachel. The couple frequently argued, and their professional ambitions often clashed, creating a stressful environment at home. His biggest heartbreak came when Rachel, their youngest, passed away from a sudden illness at the age of 10, a loss from which Robbins never fully recovered. Michael's own health faltered as he developed cancer, which he bravely battled for several years before passing away on December 11, 1992, at the age of 62, leaving behind a legacy steeped in both laughter and sorrow. Sicily Courtage, born on April 1, 1893, played Mum in On the Buses, 1969. She was raised in Sydney, Australia, before moving to London, where she found her love for performing. Cicily's journey into acting was marked by her vivacious spirit, captivating audiences in both musical theater and film. Despite her fame, her personal life was filled with challenges. She married fellow actor Jack Hulbert, a partnership that thrived professionally but faced deep sorrow privately as they were unable to have children, a heartache that deeply affected Sicily. The loss of her beloved husband in 1978 shattered her world, leaving her emotionally devastated. Health issues further burdened her later years, with bouts of frailty overshadowing her otherwise brilliant career. Sicily Courtage passed away on April 26, 1980, at the age of 87, due to natural causes. Her legacy remains one of resilience, grace, and a remarkable contribution to British stage and screen. Michael Sher, born on June 18, 1938, portrayed the manager in On the Buses, 1973. Growing up in the quiet town of Aberdeen, Scotland, Michael's childhood was a mix of scholarly ambition and early artistic passion. He pursued his studies at RADA, Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, which laid the foundation for his extensive career in television. Sher's most iconic role came as Mr. Bronson in Grange Hill, a performance that won him both acclaim and criticism due to the harsh character he portrayed. Married with 2 children, his family life was strained by his relentless work schedule. His career success masked a personal struggle as he faced long periods of depression exacerbated by his fears of fading into obscurity as he aged. His later years were marked by an ongoing battle with cancer, which he bravely fought in private. Michael Sher passed away on August 31, 2005, at the age of 67 from cancer, leaving behind a profound legacy in British television, though his final years were clouded by the painful illness that took his life. CLA Davenport, born on April 24, 1933, took on the role of Mrs. Webb in On the Buses, 1973. Raised in Sale, Cheshire, CLA was a bright and imaginative child, yet struggled with societal pressures due to her appearance from a young age. As she pursued her acting career, her size became both a defining feature of her roles and a source of personal anguish. CLA starred in notable films such as Return of the Jedi, but her life was punctuated by deep emotional struggles. She married once, though the union was brief and childless. CLA's life spiraled as her obesity worsened, leading to chronic health issues and eventual isolation. Despite being surrounded by colleagues who admired her talent, she battled self-doubt and feelings of rejection. A second tragic blow came in her later years when she faced financial hardship, compounded by the toll of her deteriorating health. CLA Davenport passed away on February 25, 2002, at the age of 68 due to heart failure. Her career, though marked by memorable roles, was shadowed by the physical and emotional pain she endured throughout her life. Norman Mitchell, born on August 27, 1918, in Sheffield, portrayed Nobby in On the Buses, 1970. Growing up in a working-class family in London, Norman faced the challenges of the post-war years. After serving in the British Army, he returned home and pursued acting, finding early success in theatrical productions before transitioning to television and film. His charming portrayal of Nobby, a cheeky and lovable character, endeared him to audiences. Norman married actress Pauline Mitchell, and together they had 2 children, but their marriage experienced strains typical of the entertainment industry. He often felt the pressure to provide for his family in an uncertain profession, which contributed to bouts of depression. In his later years, Norman faced numerous health issues, including severe arthritis, which limited his mobility and forced him into semi-retirement. These struggles were compounded by the loss of friends and colleagues in the industry, leaving him feeling increasingly isolated. Norman passed away on March 19, 2001, due to natural causes at the age of 82. Pat Ashton was born in 1931, in Wood Green, London, and is best remembered for her spirited portrayal of Doreen in On the Buses, 1971. Growing up in a vibrant, bustling neighborhood, Pat discovered her passion for acting at an early age, often participating in school plays. After training at a local drama school, she quickly gained recognition for her engaging performances on stage and screen. Pat married musician Jeff Godwin, and the couple welcomed 2 children into their lives. However, her family life was not without its challenges. Jeff's battle with cancer took a significant emotional toll on her, and Pat found it difficult to balance her career with her responsibilities at home during his illness. Following his death, she grappled with profound grief, which overshadowed her later years. In addition to these personal tragedies, Pat faced health issues that limited her ability to work, causing her to step back from the spotlight she had once embraced. Pat passed away on June 23, 2013, due to natural causes at the age of 82. Eric Francis was born on March 21, 1912, in London and portrayed Joe in On the Buses, 1970, a character known for his dependable and hardworking nature. Raised in a modest household, Eric's early life was shaped by the values of resilience and hard work. He pursued acting to escape the mundane routine of everyday life, eventually landing roles in various television series and films. Eric married and had 2 children, and while he aimed to provide a stable home for his family, his demanding career often meant long hours away from them. This separation created emotional distance, and Eric found himself wrestling with feelings of inadequacy as a father and husband. In his later years, he encountered serious health problems that affected his daily life, including heart issues that required ongoing medical attention. Despite these struggles, he maintained a facade of strength, often deflecting attention away from his ailments. Eric passed away on June 7, 1991, due to natural causes at the age of 79. Hugh the Joyce, born on August 20, 1927, is best remembered for her role as Jessie in On the Buses, 1973. Growing up in Wandsworth, London, she faced a challenging childhood that was marred by family struggles and financial hardships. Despite these difficulties, Hugh found solace in acting and pursued it with determination, ultimately studying at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, RADA. She gained recognition for her comedic roles, particularly as Mildred Roper in Man About the House and its successful spin-off, George and Mildred. However, behind the scenes, Hugh battled her demons, primarily alcoholism, which became a significant obstacle in her life. She married actor Glyn Edwards in 1976, but their relationship faced challenges due to her struggles with addiction and a turbulent emotional landscape. They had no children, which left Hugh feeling a profound sense of isolation as her health began to deteriorate. Her struggles intensified in her later years, marked by severe health issues stemming from her drinking. Tragically, she passed away on August 24, 1980, at the age of 53 due to liver failure. Bob Todd, born on December 15, 1921, played the role of Mr. Simpson in On the Buses, 1973, a character known for his quirky and humorous demeanor as the canteen cook. Raised in London, he experienced the trials of growing up during World War II, which instilled in him a deep appreciation for the arts as an escape from the harsh realities of life. Bob developed an interest in acting early on, joining local theater groups and honing his craft before eventually making his way to television. He achieved considerable success in his career, appearing in various British sitcoms and variety shows. Although Bob married, he and his wife had no children, which sometimes left him feeling unfulfilled in his personal life. His later years were marked by declining health, as he battled various medical issues that limited his ability to work. Bob often expressed frustration over his health problems, which affected his passion for acting. He continued to perform when he could, but his condition worsened, and he became increasingly withdrawn. Bob Todd passed away on October 21, 1992, at the age of 70 due to natural causes. Wendy Richard, born on July 20, 1943, portrayed Elsie in On the Buses, 1971, a character that showcased her vibrant personality and comedic talent. Growing up in Middlesbrough, England, she developed a passion for acting at a young age, leading her to pursue a career in the performing arts. Wendy trained at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, where she polished her skills and prepared for a life on stage and screen. She achieved fame for her memorable roles, particularly as Miss Shirley Brahms in Are You Being Served? And later as Pauline Fowler in EastEnders. Despite her public success, Wendy faced considerable personal challenges. She was married 3 times, but none of her relationships resulted in children, which was a source of sadness for her as she yearned for family life. In her later years, Wendy was diagnosed with cancer, a devastating blow that she faced with remarkable courage. As her health deteriorated, she maintained her sense of humor and positivity, often discussing her condition candidly in interviews. However, the battle took a toll on her spirit, and she found it increasingly difficult to cope. Wendy Richard passed away on February 26, 2009, at the age of 65 due to cancer. Campbell Singer, born on March 16, 1909, is best known for his portrayal of Mr. Nichols in On the Buses, 1971. Growing up in the vibrant city of London, he developed an early passion for the performing arts, often participating in local theatre productions. His career took off as he became a familiar face on British television and film, earning acclaim for his commanding presence and deep voice. In On the Buses, Campbell's character, Mr. Nichols, was a strict and no-nonsense manager who provided a perfect foil to the show's more whimsical characters. Though his professional life flourished, his personal life presented its own challenges. Campbell married Jillian Lind, a fellow actress, but they decided not to have children, which left a void in his family life. As he aged, Campbell began to battle various health issues, including heart problems, which caused him considerable discomfort and ultimately affected his zest for life. Despite his challenges, he remained dedicated to his craft until the very end. Campbell Singer passed away on February 16, 1976, due to natural causes at the age of 66. Ruth Holden, born on February 9, 1929, portrayed the lady passenger in On the Buses, 1971. Growing up in Macclesfield, England, Ruth was captivated by the theatre from a young age and pursued her passion for acting fervently. Her journey in the performing arts led her to various roles in British television and film, with her performance as the lady passenger showcasing her remarkable versatility and ability to evoke both humor and sympathy. Ruth married at a young age, but the details of her marital life remain relatively private, and she chose not to have children. However, the pressures of her career and the demands of the industry took a toll on her mental and physical health. In her later years, she faced a series of health challenges, including chronic fatigue and respiratory issues, which confined her to her home and limited her social interactions. The struggle with her health affected her deeply, leading to feelings of isolation and sadness. Ruth Holden passed away on November 29, 2001, at the age of 72 due to natural causes. Jillian Lind, born on August 25, 1904, is remembered for her role as Mrs. Rudge in On the Buses, 1971. Growing up in Sale, Cheshire, Jillian discovered her love for acting while participating in school plays and local productions. She made her way into the entertainment industry, gaining recognition for her engaging performances in both film and television. Her character, Mrs. Rudge, added charm and humor to the series, allowing Jillian to showcase her comedic talent. Throughout her life, Jillian married but did not have any children, which led her to focus solely on her career. However, as she reached her later years, she faced significant health issues, including obesity and related complications that impacted her mobility and overall quality of life. Despite her struggles, she continued to work as much as she could, but the toll of her health problems eventually became overwhelming. Jillian Lind passed away on October 25, 1983, at the age of 79 due to heart failure. Garfield Morgan, born on April 19, 1931, in Birmingham, England, gained fame for his role as Mr. Stilton in On the Buses, 1972. Growing up in a working-class family, Garfield discovered his passion for acting in school plays, later pursuing this passion at drama school. He quickly became a familiar face on British television, particularly known for his portrayal of Detective Chief Inspector Frank Haskins in The Sweeney, which showcased his talent for playing strong, authoritative characters. His marriage brought 2 children into his life, and he often spoke fondly of the joy they brought him. However, the pressures of the entertainment industry weighed heavily on him. As the years progressed, Garfield faced significant personal struggles, including a period of depression after a successful career, which he attributed to the constant pressure of being in the public eye and the challenge of finding meaningful roles as he aged. In his later years, he battled health issues, including significant weight loss and declining mobility, which severely limited his ability to work. Despite his efforts to maintain a positive outlook, he ultimately succumbed to cancer, passing away on December 5, 2009, at the age of 78. Albert Moses, born on December 19, 1937, in Kandy, Sri Lanka, is best known for his role as Alf in On the Buses, 1973. Growing up in a culturally rich and vibrant environment, he was drawn to the performing arts at an early age. Albert moved to England to pursue his dream of acting and found success on stage and television, particularly known for his memorable portrayal of Ranjit Singh in Mind Your Language. His lively personality and comedic talent endeared him to audiences, and he quickly became a staple in British sitcoms. Albert married and had 2 children, and he cherished his family life, often drawing inspiration from his experiences as a father. However, as he navigated his career, he faced the harsh realities of the industry, including typecasting and the difficulty of finding substantial roles. In his later years, Albert struggled with a series of health problems, which limited his ability to work and affected his overall quality of life. He often expressed frustration over not being able to perform at the level he once did and felt a profound sense of loss as he witnessed friends and colleagues pass away. Albert Moses passed away on September 15, 2017, due to natural causes at the age of 79. Alan Curtis was born on July 30, 1930, in Colston, Surrey, and became a well-regarded actor known for his role as Mr. Stewart in On the Buses, 1970. His passion for acting blossomed during his childhood, leading him to pursue formal training at a prestigious drama school. Alan's early career featured a variety of stage productions, but he gained significant recognition for his work in The Avengers, where his charm and versatility shone through. Although he married, Alan and his wife decided against having children, which allowed him to dedicate more time to his acting career. Throughout his life, Alan faced several ups and downs in the industry, including periods of unemployment that tested his resolve. His determination to remain relevant in an evolving industry often meant taking on less desirable roles just to stay active. As he aged, Alan encountered serious health issues, including heart problems and diabetes, which impacted his vitality and mobility. Despite his lifelong passion for acting, the toll of these health challenges weighed heavily on him, limiting his ability to take on new projects. Alan Curtis passed away on February 18, 2021, due to natural causes at the age of 90. Ishaq Bucks, born on June 15, 1917, portrayed Ahmed in On the Buses, 1970. He spent his early years in India, where he developed a love for performance and storytelling. Following his aspirations, Ishaq moved to London, hoping to break into the competitive world of acting. His determination paid off as he landed roles in various British television shows and films, but his career reached a significant highlight with his memorable performance in Raiders of the Lost Arkansas. Ishaq was married, and he and his wife welcomed 3 children into their family, which he cherished deeply. However, as he navigated the ups and downs of his acting career, he faced significant challenges in his personal life. Tragically, in his later years, he battled numerous health issues that began to take a toll on him. The onset of these health problems created a sense of frustration and helplessness, as they limited his ability to engage fully in the activities he loved. Ishaq Bucks passed away on September 2, 2000, at the age of 83 due to natural causes. James Brie, born on July 20, 1923, is best known for his role as Dr. Clark in On the Buses, 1971. He spent his formative years in East Coker, Somerset, where he developed a fascination with the performing arts that led him to pursue a career in acting. Throughout his life, he appeared in numerous British television series, but he gained significant recognition for his portrayal of Uncle Arthur in Doctor Who. James married but chose to keep his personal life relatively private, and he and his wife did not have children. Despite a promising career, James faced serious health challenges, particularly with heart issues, which emerged in his later years and necessitated several medical interventions. The struggle with these health problems not only affected his physical well-being but also weighed heavily on his mental state, leading to feelings of isolation and sadness. James Brie passed away on December 1, 2008, at the age of 85 due to a heart attack. Aubrey Morris, born on June 1, 1926, portrayed the marriage counselor in On the Buses, 1972. Raised in Portsmouth, Hampshire, he developed a passion for acting early in life and worked hard to hone his craft. His career flourished as he took on roles in both television and film, most notably as Mr. Deltoid in A Clockwork Orange, which showcased his unique talent for portraying quirky characters. Aubrey married and enjoyed a stable home life, but he and his wife chose not to have children, focusing instead on their respective careers. As the years progressed, Aubrey encountered various health issues that complicated his life, including serious bouts with illnesses that hindered his mobility and overall health. These challenges created a sense of frustration for him as he grappled with the limitations placed on his once active lifestyle. Aubrey Morris passed away on July 15, 2015, at the age of 89 due to natural causes. Iver Stalter, born on August 22, 1925, portrayed a policeman in On the Buses, 1973. His early years in Taunton, Somerset, were filled with the rich culture of local theatre, which sparked his interest in acting. He later moved to London to pursue his dream, where he found work in various television series and films, frequently cast in roles as a police constable thanks to his commanding presence and distinguished voice. His most notable role was in the popular series The Saint, which helped establish his reputation as a reliable character actor. Despite his professional success, Iver faced challenges in his personal life. He married, but they did not have children, and he often felt a sense of longing for family connections. As he aged, Iver battled a range of health issues, including heart problems and diabetes, which affected his mobility and overall quality of life. These struggles led to feelings of frustration and isolation, as he grappled with the loss of independence and the realities of growing older. Iver Stalter passed away on June 21, 1991, due to natural causes at the age of 65. Hugh Walters, born on March 2, 1939, played Bill in On the Buses, 1971. Growing up in London, he was surrounded by the vibrant arts scene, which inspired him to pursue a career in acting. Hugh attended the prestigious Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, RADA, where he honed his skills and developed a passion for performance. His performance in the Best Man episode of On the Buses remains a highlight of his career, showcasing his ability to bring humor to the screen. Hugh married later in life but did not have children, focusing his energy on his acting career. However, he faced several personal challenges, including the pressures of maintaining a career in a competitive industry. In his later years, Hugh encountered serious health issues, including chronic pain and respiratory problems, which limited his mobility and ability to perform. These struggles took a toll on his mental health, leaving him feeling isolated and despondent as he dealt with the realities of aging. Hugh Walters passed away on February 13, 2015, due to natural causes at the age of 75. Johnny Briggs, born on September 5, 1935, portrayed a window cleaner in On the Buses, 1972. Growing up in Manchester, Johnny's early interest in acting was fueled by his love of storytelling and performance. He began his career in local theatre before moving on to television, where he became a household name for his iconic role as Mike Baldwin in Coronation Street. Johnny was known for his charm and charisma, which endeared him to audiences. He married and had 2 children, creating a loving family environment that was central to his happiness. However, the pressures of a demanding acting career and the struggles of balancing work and family life took a toll on him. In his later years, Johnny faced various health challenges, including a serious battle with cancer that left him feeling vulnerable and uncertain. He also experienced mobility issues that hindered his ability to enjoy life to the fullest. Despite his upbeat personality, these health struggles cast a shadow over his life, leading to moments of frustration and sadness as he navigated the complexities of aging. Johnny Briggs passed away on February 28, 2021, due to natural causes at the age of 85. Kenneth Waller, born on November 5, 1927, in Huddersfield, Yorkshire, is best remembered for his portrayal of a busman in On the Buses, 1971. Kenneth grew up in a close-knit family, and his early love for theatre led him to pursue acting at a young age. After moving to London to further his career, he gained popularity in various television and film roles, with a significant highlight being his endearing character, Grandad, in the beloved sitcom Bread. Throughout his life, Kenneth was married, although he and his wife chose not to have children. However, their union was filled with companionship and shared passions. As the years progressed, Kenneth faced several personal struggles, particularly with health issues that began to take a toll on his life. He fought valiantly against the physical challenges, but they gradually affected his ability to work and enjoy life. Despite his challenges, he maintained a positive attitude until the end. Kenneth Waller passed away on January 28, 2000, due to natural causes at the age of 72. Lan Peters, born on June 18, 1946, in Bethnal Green, London, made her mark as Joan in On the Buses, 1971. Growing up in a vibrant neighborhood, Lan developed a passion for performing arts early in life, which eventually led her to pursue acting professionally. She became widely known for her role in the comedy Not Tonight, Darling, 1971, where her comedic timing and charm captivated audiences. Lan was married but, like Kenneth, chose not to have children, focusing instead on her career and personal interests. Despite her success, Lan faced her share of hardships. She battled significant health issues in her later years, which deeply impacted her quality of life and ability to work in the industry she loved. The physical toll of her struggles weighed heavily on her spirit, and she often spoke about the challenges of aging in the competitive entertainment field. Lan Peters passed away on December 19, 2017, due to natural causes at the age of 71. What do you think about the deaths of the actors in On the Buses, and who do you miss the most among them? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to see the latest videos.